What happens when pride, respect, and unfinished business collide in the ring? Sheamus and Gunther are back at it again, and this time, the Celtic Warrior has a message that could shake the entire WWE landscape. If you thought their rivalry was over, think again. This confrontation changes everything, and you need to hear why this matters more than ever before. Welcome to WWE Sphere, where we break down the biggest moments in professional wrestling. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because today's story is absolutely unmissable. Let's rewind the clock and understand how we got here, because this rivalry between Sheamus and Gunther isn't just another wrestler versus wrestler story. This is personal. This is about legacy. When Gunther arrived on the main roster and captured the Intercontinental Championship, he didn't just win a title. He transformed it. Match after match, defense after defense, the ring general built one of the most dominant championship reigns in modern WWE history. His philosophy was simple but brutal: bring back the fighting spirit, the honor, and the pain that made championship wrestling legendary. Enter Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, a man who has held every major championship in WWE and has never backed down from any challenge. When these two collided, it was like watching two freight trains crash head-on. The chemistry was undeniable. The brutality was unmatched. Their matches weren't just contests, they were wars that left both men battered but earned mutual respect. Their battles told a story that every wrestling fan could understand. Here was Sheamus, the grizzled veteran who had proven himself time and time again, facing Gunther, the methodical destroyer who was redefining what it meant to be a champion. Every strike echoed through the arena. Every near fall had fans on their feet. These weren't just matches, they were instant classics that reminded everyone why we love professional wrestling. But here's the thing about rivalries between competitors this talented and this proud: they never truly end. They evolve. They simmer. And when the moment is right, they reignite with even more intensity than before. So what brought Sheamus back into Gunther's world? What sparked this latest confrontation? The answer reveals everything about who these competitors are and what drives them. Recent weeks have shown us a different side of the WWE landscape. Championships have changed hands. New contenders have emerged. And Gunther, whether as champion or challenger, remains one of the most formidable forces in the company. His presence alone changes the atmosphere in any arena. Sheamus has been watching. The Celtic Warrior has been in his own battles, his own wars, but his eyes keep drifting toward the ring general. And here's where it gets interesting, because this isn't about jealousy. This isn't about simply wanting another shot at glory. This is about something much deeper. During a recent backstage segment, Sheamus made his intentions crystal clear. He approached Gunther with that familiar intensity in his eyes, the kind of look that tells you violence is just one word away. But instead of immediately throwing fists, Sheamus spoke with conviction. He talked about respect. He talked about unfinished business. And most importantly, he talked about proving who truly deserves to be called the best in-ring competitor in WWE today. Gunther's response was textbook ring general. Cold, calculated, dismissive at first, but with an undercurrent of acknowledgement. Because Gunther knows what Sheamus brings to the table. He's felt the brogue kick. He's absorbed those brutal clubbing forearms. He knows that when you step into the ring with the Celtic Warrior, you're in for the fight of your life. But here's what makes this confrontation so compelling: both men believe they've evolved since their last encounter. Sheamus feels he's learned from their previous battles and has developed new strategies to counter Gunther's methodical offense. Meanwhile, Gunther believes his experience and championship pedigree have made him even more dangerous than before. The tension in their exchange was palpable. You could see it in their body language. You could hear it in the way the crowd reacted. This wasn't scripted animosity. This was two warriors acknowledging that they bring out the absolute best in each other, and sometimes that means bringing out the worst as well. What really stands out is the mutual respect underneath all the aggression. These aren't two competitors who hate each other. They're two men who recognize greatness in their opponent and refuse to be seen as anything less than equal or superior. That's the kind of rivalry that creates legendary moments. Now let's talk about why this matters beyond just two tough guys wanting to beat each other up. The stakes in this renewed rivalry extend far beyond personal pride. First, there's the championship picture. Whether we're talking about the Intercontinental Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, or any other major title, both Sheamus and Gunther are perpetually in that conversation. When these two collide, it inevitably impacts title scenes and championship opportunities. Their match quality alone demands that management pays attention and that titles eventually come into play. Second, there's legacy. Sheamus is a future Hall of Famer, no question about it. Multiple World Championships, Royal Rumble winner, Money in the Bank winner, King of the Ring winner. He's accomplished everything except retiring on his own terms as the absolute best. Every match at this stage of his career is about cementing his legacy as one of the all-time greats. Gunther is building his legacy in real time. His Intercontinental Championship reign redefined what it means to be a fighting champion in the modern era. His move to the main event scene has been seamless. Every match, every promo, every moment adds to a resume that could one day rival anyone who's ever stepped in a WWE ring. But to reach those legendary heights, he needs signature victories over the best competitors from every era. Sheamus represents that bridge between generations. Third, there's the fan investment. Wrestling is at its best when fans genuinely care about the outcome, when they debate with friends about who should win, when they're on the edge of their seats because the result genuinely feels uncertain. Sheamus vs. Gunther delivers that investment in spades. Their contrasting styles, their physical prowess, and their ability to tell stories in the ring create matches that fans will talk about for years. There's also something to be said about the importance of keeping competition alive. In wrestling, relationships and rivalries define careers. Stone Cold and The Rock, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, Cena and Edge. These rivalries elevated everyone involved. Sheamus and Gunther have that potential. Every confrontation, every match, every promo adds layers to a rivalry that could define this era of WWE. So where does this confrontation lead? What should fans expect in the coming weeks and months? Let's break down the possibilities. The most obvious path is another match, but not just any match. These competitors have already proven they can deliver on a standard wrestling show. The next logical step is raising the stakes. We're talking about match stipulations that add drama and consequence. A no disqualification match where both men can unleash their most brutal instincts without fear of referee intervention. An Iron Man match that tests their endurance and forces them to outlast each other over extended time. Perhaps even a match where a championship opportunity hangs in the balance, where the winner earns a guaranteed title shot. There's also the possibility of this rivalry expanding. Professional wrestling is at its best when stories interweave and intersect. Could allies get involved? Could this confrontation spark a faction war? Sheamus has his history with the Brawling Brutes. Gunther has his connections and his ring general persona that could attract followers. The expansion of this rivalry into a larger storyline could create months of compelling television. We might also see a mentor versus student dynamic evolve in an interesting way. While neither man would claim to be the other's teacher, there's something to be said about what they've learned from each other. Their matches have forced both competitors to evolve, to adapt, to find new techniques and strategies. Acknowledging that growth while still seeking dominance creates fascinating character development. Here's a prediction: this rivalry culminates at a major premium live event. We're talking WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or another marquee show where the biggest matches happen. Their confrontation now is planting seeds for something massive later. WWE excels at long-term storytelling when they commit to it, and Sheamus vs. Gunther has all the ingredients for a WrestleMania-caliber showdown. But beyond predictions and possibilities, what makes this confrontation so exciting is the unpredictability. Both Sheamus and Gunther are at points in their careers where they could feasibly go in any direction. They could chase championships, mentor younger talent, or continue these personal rivalries that showcase their incredible skills. Whatever path they choose, fans win because we get to watch two of the best performers in the world do what they do best. The confrontation between Sheamus and Gunther represents everything we love about professional wrestling. It's about respect earned through combat. It's about competitors pushing each other to be better. It's about physical storytelling that transcends language and connects with fans on a primal level. Sheamus confronted Gunther again because their story isn't finished. Because both men know that their greatest matches might still be ahead of them. Because in professional wrestling, the best rivalries are never truly over, they just find new chapters, new reasons, and new ways to captivate audiences. As fans, we should feel incredibly fortunate to witness this rivalry. Years from now, when we look back at this era of WWE, matches and moments between Sheamus and Gunther will be highlighted in video packages and documentary retrospectives. These are the competitors who define excellence in the ring. So keep watching WWE programming because this story is far from over. Every week could bring a new development, a new confrontation, or the announcement of their next epic encounter. The Celtic Warrior and the Ring General are on a collision course, and we all have front row seats to something special. What do you think happens next in this rivalry? Who do you think has the advantage? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to WWE Sphere for more professional wrestling analysis, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. This is WWE Sphere, where we celebrate the drama, the athleticism, and the storytelling that makes professional wrestling the greatest form of entertainment in the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.